Well, welcome in. What is up, Diamond Envy Podcast? Tyler McComas, YouTube stream live. I got goosebumps still. I don't know about the rest of you. I still have goosebumps from what we witnessed earlier today. And what we witnessed earlier today was one of the greatest Women's College World Series games of all time. That's not my opinion. In fact, when Jada Coleman hit the home run in the bottom of the eighth inning today, I was excited. It was in the moment. I was going crazy like the rest of you, but I still wanted to refrain out of respect for what OU's done previously, past players, out of respect for the Women's College World Series. I didn't just want to immediately say, that was one of the greatest Women's College World Series games ever. I didn't want to immediately go that far because I remember Lauren Chamberlain. I remember Shade Knight. And I remember so many games in the past that OU has won or opposing teams have won. But then Patty Gasso was like the first thing that she said in her opening remarks in the post-game press conference. So if Patty Gasso was saying that it's one of the greatest Women's College World Series games of all time, who am I to argue? And when you think about it, everything that was kind of in that game, it really makes sense as to why it was one of the great games today. And let me just pause there because I tell all you guys all the time, I got to remind myself, live in the moment, right? Because this senior class has at most 3 more games in an OU uniform. So enjoy the moment, be present because you're witnessing greatness on a game in, game out basis. So just take today for what it is. And you got to witness today, whether you were at the stadium, whether you were watching it on TV, whether you were listening to it on the radio, wherever you watched the game today, whether you consumed it, you got to watch, listen, see live in person one of the greatest softball games of all time. And again, that's not just me saying that on a YouTube live stream, on a podcast. That's what Patty Gasso said. She's seen so many of these games, and that's what she thought about today's game. But I can absolutely see that point, and I agree with her when you're talking about a team going for a four-peat, didn't play well yesterday, backs against the wall. They had been trailing the entire game. You have that epic moment to end it from a player that had been struggling up to that point. I mean, it was great. I truly think that was one of the many I'll always remember where I was at moments when that happened. And maybe you guys are the same thing as well. Maybe you'll always remember where you were when Jada Coleman won the game against Florida to send OU into the championship series. But that was awesome. I'm still jacked up from that. I mean, it was amazing. And you had to earn it today. Hats off to Florida. They played a fantastic game, but they came out punching. They delivered a right hook. I guess technically a left hook, right? Since Jocelyn Erickson is a left-handed hitter. 2-0 lead in the first inning. And then I felt really good after the bottom of the first inning. Like Ella Parker hits the 2-run home run. You tied it at 2. Brito hit a double after that. Then Hansen walked. It's like, all right, 2 on, 1 out here. Like, let's go. It kind of felt like, as crazy as it is to say now, that you had Rothrock kind of on the ropes a little bit in that first inning. But you grind in the double play, and it was kind of bad after that for the next hour. You know, it was not great news for the next hour, especially when Florida hits the solo bomb to go up 5-2. And look, hey, we can all be honest here. We can all be honest with ourselves here in the comments. And I'll be honest, I didn't feel great when he was down 5-2. After what happened yesterday, just kind of the feel that you had in that moment, it didn't feel good. I wasn't ready to throw in the towel. I wasn't ready to say, like, it's not this team's year. They're not going to win the game today. I still had hope and belief that they were going to come back and really threaten and push one more time to win this game. But it did not feel good at 5-2. And to be honest, I didn't really feel like we were in the game until the bottom of the fourth inning when Sid Sanders hit the 2-run home run. But it was a struggle early on in the circle. It was a struggle offensively again today. And if you guys watched essentially the pregame show that I had this morning, I said the stat that I'm going to be looking at more than any other is runners left on base today. They had 10 left on base yesterday. That's the number that I thought would dictate if OU was going to win or lose this game. Well, guess how many they left on base today? They left 10 on base once again today. And I really wouldn't have felt good about things this morning if you would have told me that. But they end up winning the game, even though they left 10 on base. So they got runners on base once again. Wasn't fantastic today getting runners home when they needed to, but they got the big hit that mattered. And look, I'm not really going to sit here and be super critical of this team. They're 2 wins away from another national championship. In fact, just the opposite. And I mean, there's so many players that I want to give kudos to, and I'm going to do that over the next few minutes here. Actually, let me get you some comments here because some of you have been in here for a few minutes. I want to get to those. Brian, my man, says, "Believe me when I tell you, Jada Coleman is a straight up truth." Let's go, Brian. I don't know if that's her legacy moment, but it's going to be one of the more memorable moments that Jada Coleman's ever going to have in an OU uniform, right? I mean, that's the biggest hit of her career. I mean, she has a ton of highlight reel plays defensively, but that was the biggest hit of Jada Coleman's career. Amazing. And the talk that she had right before, I guess, that half inning with Alyssa Brito, like, just let go. Do your thing. Put pressure on yourself. Just let go and do it, Trust in God. And she did that, and it ended up in an epic moment. Great. Michael says, "Can you say dynasty?" I can, dynasty. And I love, Michael, that you said dynasty in all caps. Yeah, let's make it 4 straight against the Horns. Let's do that. Brian says it's an instant classic, my friend, 100%. I don't know if it's the greatest OU softball game in history. I guess we can debate that later on this offseason, but it's a pretty good game. Pretty fantastic. Jeremy says Jada and Brito's moment. Yeah, and I just saw your comment, so I just referenced it there. But on the Ref Twitter and Facebook pages, I actually just uploaded what Jada said after the game. It's pretty powerful. Pretty powerful moment what happened between those two and what happened immediately after. Brian says, "I feel like Cassidy Pickering is sitting on a huge game." Yeah, and I mentioned that I'm going to give kudos to a lot of players today. And Brian, let me just kind of bounce off of that. How about the freshmen today, guys? Are you kidding me? A game where I was really looking at the 4th-year seniors to carry this team. And it happened. I mean, Jada Coleman, 4th-year senior, hits the big home run today. But the freshmen today were just outstanding. I've got my notes in front of me. So Ella Parker hits the 2-run home run in the bottom of the 1st inning. Cassidy Pickering gets the leadoff single in the bottom of the 4th. Sid Sanders hits the home run. So what were they in total? I think I looked this up. Ella Parker was 3 for 4 today with a home run. Cassidy Pickering was 2 for 3 today. Those are 2 freshmen. 2 freshmen. 3 for 4 and 2 for 3 today at the plate. Amazing. And we've gotten text on the radio show, and there was even comments in here over the past couple of days, like, what are we going to do? We're losing all these 4th-year seniors, and they got to replace this, replace that. I've said I don't really care right now. I'm really focused on this season. We can talk about that all off season. Those are the faces of your program next year, Ella Parker and Cassidy Pickering. And I'm already on the hook for a prediction. I don't think it's a hot take. Cassidy Pickering is going to be an All-American before she's done at OU. That's going to happen. Ella Parker is going to be an All-American before she's done at OU too. And it's not going to take them until the senior year. Ella Parker and Cassidy Pickering could be All-American next season. I don't think it's going to take them until their senior year to be one of the many All-Americans that OU has. But yeah, that freshman class has just killed it, man. Freshman class has killed it. They're going to be captains. I agree with you, Brian. And there were just some really, really cool moments today for sure from the freshmen. Here's who I really, because we'll talk so much about Jada today, I really want to give kudos to Kelly Maxwell. Because Kelly Maxwell did not have the best start in the circle today. She gave up, 5 runs in the first 3 innings. And I said this morning that I thought Kelly Maxwell is coming off her best collegiate game, definitely her best career game at OU. But I thought that Saturday game against LSU was the best game that she's ever had in her collegiate career. So how was she going to build off of that? Well, going into today's starts, win or go home, I think this was the biggest start going into it of Kelly Maxwell's career, maybe of Kelly Maxwell's life. And it did not start well. Did not start well at all. And in the first few innings, it felt like if she's going to walk someone, they're going to hit a home run a hitter or two later, which is not, that's why walks kill you. But she gives up a 2-run home run in the first, a 2-run home run in the second, and she gave up a home run in the third. 3 consecutive innings to start this game, Kelly Maxwell gave up a home run. She wasn't sharp. She didn't have her best stuff. She admitted that in the post-game press conference. But here's what she did, guys. After facing some real adversity in the circle, in her biggest start of her OU career, of her collegiate career, maybe in her life, she came back and allowed 0 runs in the final 5 innings, an extra inning game that went to 8. No runs allowed in her final 5 frames and allowed just the 1 hit. Talk about that for a response. It's incredible. Kelly Maxwell didn't have the stuff that she had on Saturday, but that's the point. She found a way today. This team found a way today because it didn't look like it was their day. It looked like for the second consecutive day, it's just not their day. And Florida, they're on one right now. They're playing well defensively. They're hitting the ball well. They just ran up against a hot Florida team. And, well, that's just kind of how this game goes. Sometimes you just run across a great team and you lose, or a hot team and you lose. But they were gritty. Man, that's such a gritty win today. They found a way to win in all aspects. From Kelly Maxwell keeping Florida at bay and giving the OU offense a chance to win, from this offense for finding ways to produce runs, even though it wasn't always easy, even though they left 10 runners on base once again. I can't say enough about what happened today. That wasn't that team's best performance, but it was gritty. And that's the sign of an elite team. That's a sign of an elite program, is that even when you're not at your best against a team that's really good, you find a way to win, and they found a way to win today. So I don't think I have to convince any of you in here right now to not take this win. I mean, to fully appreciate this win. I think everyone does. Everyone recognizes how difficult that was today. And I just can't say enough about Kelly Maxwell. Look at her last 2 innings today. She got better as the game wore on. Like, when she was at her worst today, it was in her first 3 innings. The final 5 innings, she was fantastic. I mean, she was great. Let's look at, so Ella Parker, fantastic game once again. Ella Parker gets the RBI, the 2-out RBI in the bottom of the 6th inning. Massive hit by Ella Parker, by the way. Had to have it. So you go in the top of the 7th inning and you feel like, just get this thing to the bottom of the 7th. Come on. Just get this thing to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 5, and OU's going to win this thing in the bottom of the 7th. Well, they didn't. But Kelly Maxwell goes 3 up and 3 down on the top of the 7th. No big deal. All right, well, just get it to the top of the 8th here. Just get it to, the bottom of the 8th. If we get it to the bottom of the 8th tied, we're good. We're going to win this game. We got the top of the order coming up. Jada's going to lead off. 2 ground outs to Brito. 3 up, 3 down. Retired her, 6 up and 6 down in the last 2 innings. Didn't have her best stuff today. Wasn't locating. Found a way. Found a way. And I just think it's cool for Kelly Maxwell that she had that moment. Great for, of course, Jada that she had that moment. But, this offense has not been performing at its best for the past, few weeks, however long you want to go back. I think most of us could sit here and admit that. But we've never questioned the overall talent on this team. We've never questioned the experience or what they've done in the past. So we know what this team is made of. We know what this team is all about. We know that it's there to beat the elite offense game in and game out. I just believe that today is a massive moment, and maybe more than just winning the game today, maybe this is what kind of clicks things here moving forward in the championship series. Because it probably feels like for this team that they've got a new life, new lease on life. Backs are against the wall going into today. They're down 5-2 in the middle part of that game. It's not looking good. You find a way to win, and then now all of a sudden, it's not a lose or win or go home situation tomorrow. All you got to do is win a best of 2 out of 3 series. That's it. So I'm just not going to be surprised if that moment today really boosts this offense here moving forward, and we see an offense that is coming up in the clutch, doing the things that you need to win games. Just very, very high on this team right now. As you can understand. Mike White eats tacos with the fort. Yeah, it's so great. I mean, all the Mike White slander, guys. I'm here for it. Chief says, Tyler, do you think KD or May is a better matchup to start? Winning the first game is critical because it can put us in a good position for the third if need be. Yeah, that's a good. I think my answer would be, who do you feel like is on a bit of a hotter streak right now? Who do you think is pitching better? And going into yesterday, I would have probably said Nicole May because she's pitched so well in the postseason. Here is my absolute guess as to what the rotation is going to be. And this is like purely a guess. I don't think that I've missed anything that Patty has said tonight. And we probably won't know the pitching matchup tomorrow, I'm guessing. But here's purely a guess as to what I think. I think they roll out Kelly Maxwell tomorrow, and I think she starts game one. I think there's probably a conversation tonight between Patty and Kelly Maxwell like, hey, what do you want to do? Are you good? Are you fresh? Do you think you can go tomorrow? And I think Kelly Maxwell is going to be like, I want the ball, Patty. Like, give me the ball. So I think Kelly Maxwell wants the ball tomorrow. I think she'll get the ball tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on ESPN. I think they're going to go Nicole May game 2 with Kirsten Deal in relief. And I'm guessing that Kelly Maxwell is going to start game 3. More than anything, you want Kelly Maxwell to be available for game 3. Whether she starts game 1 or game 2, like whatever it is, you just want Kelly Maxwell to be there for game 3. And I think that she starts game 1 and game 3. Now, what'll be interesting is if she pitches well tomorrow and they lose a close game, do you bring her back in game 2 on the brink of elimination? I don't know. But there's a decent chance that this is a 3-game series, and you want your best in the circle for the 3-game series. So Kelly Maxwell is probably going to demand the ball. I know she threw a lot of pitches today, but she did have a lot of rest going into today, which I think is really important. I'd be a little bit more concerned if Kelly Maxwell threw that many pitches today, 8 innings, and she had just pitched a 7-inning game the day before, something like that. Like, that didn't happen. Before today, she had pitched her last game on Saturday afternoon. So you had half a day on Saturday, all of Monday, and then today. So you had like 2.5 days, I guess, to rest going into this one. So, yeah, that's my guess. Maxwell, May, Katie in relief, and then Maxwell for game 3. This says, whomever starts OU bats need to show up and support the pitcher. 100%. 100%. Can't leave 10 runners on base against Texas. Just can't do it. They did it the last 2 games. They've got to do a better job with hitting and runners in scoring position. And again, like Texas, they've played, 3 games, haven't allowed a run, and have allowed 1 hit each time. Like, OU's done a fantastic job here throughout this tournament of getting runners on base and throughout the season of getting runners on base as well. With the way that Texas is pitching right now, base runners could be a little bit more difficult in this series. So you got to take advantage of opportunities while you can. Got to take advantage of opportunities while you can. Brian says, I need more interviews with Shay Knighton. Yeah, I did one with her last year. I may need to try to do that at some point this week. Maybe get her on the YouTube live stream. I think that'd be pretty cool. Peyton says, Tyler, our seniors were the ones leaving people on base today. If they can get it together, it's over for the Austin bunch. Yeah, they were. I mean, really, what was – okay, I think it's obvious what the biggest play of the game was. It was Jada's home run. But if you were to rank like the 3 biggest plays of the day, Jada's home run, that's obviously a senior. I think the second biggest play today was probably Ella Parker's RBI in the bottom of the 6th. I mean, that's the hit that tied it, right? So that's probably number 2. That's a freshman coming up with that one. And then the Sid Sanders home run in the bottom of the 4th, maybe the 3rd biggest play of the day. So, yeah, I mean, Jada did not have a good day before that last at-bat. And that's why she was so frustrated. And that's why it's almost like it was set up for her to have a bad day and have that historic moment because of that talk with Brito before. But she was good when she had to be. She was good when she had to be, that's for sure. Sooner Shy says something about OU in Florida and OKC. Yeah, let's hope it ends up like it did last time, right? That'd be all right. This is Kelly's first championship series game, says Sooner Shy. Can't wait to see what she does. The way she recovered today after the 3rd, she is elite. Yeah, and maybe that makes you feel a little bit better about rolling her out tomorrow as well, is that she ended the game on a hot streak. You know, it wasn't where man, she was great early on, and well, she's kind of started slipping a little bit. 6th, 7th, 8th inning, she just really had to hold on. No, she got better. As the game wore on, she got better and better and better and better. I mean, she's going to be carrying in a lot of momentum going into tomorrow's starts because I think that that's what's going to happen. So I think that you even feel better about throwing her back out there tomorrow because of the way that she finished the game. Jeremy says if Maxwell starts tomorrow and OU wins, don't you pitch her again to end the series? You could go for the kill shot, Jeremy. I mean, you could. The only thing is, if you pitch her in that game 2, would you have her available in game 3 if you don't win the game 2? You know what I mean? I mean, maybe you do. Hey, maybe Patty, the game plan that she had here against Florida, to instead of going with the kill shot with Maxwell, she just goes with Nicole May instead. Maybe she reverses that. Heck, guys, like maybe I'm putting a limit on what Kelly Maxwell wants to do and what Kelly Maxwell can do. I mean, we've seen pitchers before who have really carried OU throughout a Women's College World Series. Maybe Kelly Maxwell throws today. She throws game 1, game 2, and game 3. I guess I would bet against that just because Patty was so adamant yesterday that she needs a full staff to win a national championship. But maybe Kelly Maxwell is just telling Patty, like, no, I want the ball. Give me the ball. I want the ball as much as possible. Win or lose, Boomer Sooner till I die. Yeah, all of us here, man. That was fun. OU hasn't been held scoreless since Alabama in game 1 of the WCWS in 2019. Texas hasn't allowed a score at the WCWS this year. Something gives tomorrow. Yeah, I wonder who Texas is going to throw tomorrow. I guess Mac Morgan threw their second game. They've thrown Keegan Tavon, their first and third game. So maybe get Mac Morgan, maybe get Keegan Tavon or Tegan Tavon. She's been on a hot streak right here recently. That's for sure. I like this one. Maybe SJ starts and throws a perfect game. Make a movie out of that one, right? SJ Guerin comes in. OU's bats need to have the pitchers back in the finals. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And I think Jada really redeemed the offense today for what she did. But my major keys today, going into today's game, are the same keys that I'll have for the championship series. You know, I think Kelly Maxwell's performance and whoever else gets innings in the circle, I think that that's a massive storyline in this game, sure, but I think it's second to this offense. Is this offense going to produce or not? And if this offense produces, I think OU is going to win another championship. But if they try to play hero ball like they have at times, and if they can't, if they get runners at first and second with one out, and they can't get a run in and things like we've seen previously, it's going to be difficult to beat this Texas team. But if they string it together like they did at times today, then I'll feel good about it for sure. But yeah, like when Avery Hodge gets a double in the bottom of the 6th inning, you gotta make that hurt, and they did. They to be fair, they did. That was an inning where Ella Parker got the 2-out RBI there. But in the top, just some other innings today. You had a leadoff double in the bottom of the 5th. Ella Parker with that nasty collision. God, that was scary, was it not? I mean, that was really scary. But in the bottom of the 5th, Ella Parker has the leadoff double. I think Maya Bland came in and ran for her there. But Brito had the fly out to left. You had the fly out deep to right that moved to third, and then Boone flied out to left after that. So you had like runners at first and third with 2 outs. You didn't get anything. You had the leadoff double. Like, OU's getting runners on base, and that is a good thing, but they're just stranding too many runners for my liking. Kennedy is good, but Texas struggled last night. Yeah, sure. And really, Texas was fortunate to score the run that they did. I mean, that was a heck of a play by Alyssa Washington to get in under the tag, but she was in a rundown. Like 9 out of 10 times, she's out there, and she may run Texas out of an inning there. So, yeah, sure, Texas struggled offensively last night. Kennedy's really good, so I guess you can expect that a little bit, but it's not like they had 9 runs against one of the best pitchers out there. Also could use some Texas errors to help out. Yeah, wasn't that the one of the bigger talking points heading into that regular season series is that they had been struggled defensively? And that's the thing, too, is like there's this notion that Texas has somewhat really owned OU this year, dominated OU this year. Well, they won the regular season series, but OU and Texas have played 4 times this year. And it's tied up at 2 apiece. And 3 of those games were in Austin, where hopefully they're not bringing that damn horn that's so annoying. So I feel confident heading into this thing. I'm not going to sit here and stick my chest out and say that OU is going to win in 2 games and this is going to be an easy sweep in the championship series. I'm not going to go there. I think it's going to be a fight, and I think OU is going to have to do a lot of things well to win this one. But the one time they played in OKC, OU won that game, and they won it handily. And Mike White was complaining about OU having an unfair advantage in Oklahoma City. Oh, buddy. No one's forgotten that around here. And we got a 7 o'clock game tomorrow night. A 7 o'clock game on Thursday, and an if necessary 7 o'clock game on Friday. And I'll tell you this, because I know this fan base. I've been around this fan base my entire life. Heck, I am in this fan base. I am one of the fan base. That place is going to be insane tomorrow night. Game 2 and Game 3 as well. However many games this goes. The fact that Mike White said it, the fact that it's in Oklahoma City, the fact that you hate Texas, the fact that it's the championship series, the fact that it's his 4th-year seniors that are trying to go for 4th consecutive national championships. I mean, for all the reasons, that place is going to be, it's got to be a hornet's nest tomorrow. Like Mike White's complaining about the unfair advantage. We'll show you unfair advantage, pal. It's going to be incredible, that atmosphere in OKC tomorrow night. And I can't wait to see it. It's kind of like, oh, you think that this is an unfair advantage? You want to talk about that? Oh, we'll show you, pal. Wait till we rain down the booze on you and wait till how loud we can get. Because when the momentum switches in that stadium, especially when OU's playing, woo, boy, you can feel it. You can feel it for sure. And that's why when OU had the momentum today, you could really feel the crowd behind them. You could really feel it. And once they went to the bottom of the 8th inning, I just kind of felt it. Like top of the order up, crowd's on OU side, the momentum has shifted there. Go win it. And they did. They did. Just for fun, put Start Jade in the circle. Could probably get a few strikeouts, that's for sure. How about, and I love this, and it's true. Thank God Jada didn't play for Florida. She would have robbed 2 home run balls today. Whether she was playing in center, she would have robbed 1, or left field. Jada Coleman would have robbed her own home run ball if she was playing left field for the Florida Gators. That barely got out. They all count the same. They all count as 1 run. It counts as a win. But Jada Coleman would have robbed her own home run ball today, which is funny. The rundown was executed terribly by Stanford. How do you run the runner towards home in that situation? Yeah, fantastic point. Yeah, fantastic point. Not great execution there, and Stanford lost 1-0. Cost them the game. Cost them the season. Home field advantage really helped out OSU. Yeah, 2 in barbecue. 2 in barbecue. Hey, I appreciate all these comments, guys. Yeah, keep them coming. Keep them coming there. A few more minutes, I'm going to get out of here and upload this to the audio form of the Diamond Envy podcast. But if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Probably do another live stream tomorrow morning to preview this series a little bit more because I'm just so fired up. God, I am fired up. I'm telling you, that was we will always remember where we're at moment today when Jada did that. Opposite field, too. Hit it opposite field and just got over the left field wall to win it. I'm just going back down my game notes as well to see if I miss anything here. And I'm really just looking at all the times the momentum shifted in this game. Florida had it early. You took it back in the bottom of the first. They took it back in the top of the second. They really added to that in the top of the third. You took it back in the bottom of the fourth. It kind of rotated back and forth for a bit. You got the momentum back in the bottom of the sixth. You had it in extras, and you won it there. I mean, that was just a fantastic softball game. And I don't know how many people were watching outside of OU and Florida fans on a Tuesday afternoon, but for just random observers of this game, man, they got a treat today. They really, really got a treat today for that one. Here's another interesting storyline. I think Patty hinted at it in the postgame press conference. You know, Avery Hodge did some good today. I mean, she had that huge leadoff double in the bottom of the 6th inning that got her in scoring position and allowed Parker to single her in to tie the game. But Alina Torres now, you get a couple more games here. Does Alina Torres and the power that she has in the order, does that end up becoming a factor again in this series? I hope so. And maybe if she is healthy, they'll still go with Avery Hodge. I don't know. But it would be nice to have Alina Torres, if nothing else, in a pinch hit setting. That's for sure. Appreciate you guys as always, though. Whether you're listening on the audio form, wherever you get your podcast, or on the YouTube live stream as well. Let's do this again tomorrow morning. Okay? We'll do it. We'll talk about this series against Texas, and we'll have a whole lot of fun. Talk to you tomorrow. 2 wins away. 2 wins away from a national championship, 4th consecutive. Can't wait. All right, talk to you tomorrow.